Can you share your screen, please?
Yep.
Please share your screen. Yeah. So I'm going to explain about business requirements document. Okay. How to prepare. I'll be explaining to you.
Okay.
So the first one is called document revision history in the BRD.
Mhm.
Document revision history majorly explain about the kind of changes you want to make in the existing document, because whatever the documents we prepare,
Okay.
this information, whatever we will be mentioning here, is not something final, because if there is any changes in requirements taken place,
Okay.
wherein we have to make some modifications in that, which is a continuous and regular progress. Understood,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So hence, when we are working on any business requirements document, this is always better to have a document revision history as separate. Document revision history will make us to understand whatever the changes we have made in the existing document over a period of time. Okay, that's what generally document revision history will be used for.
Okay.
Sometimes, for example, let us take our cloud-based point of sale system as an example, as the case study we have taken. For example, you are developing 1.0, okay, version 1.2.
Mhm.
Maybe in future, you may be coming up with some 2.0 version. So in this 2.0, you might require to add some new features and functionalities to the existing ones. Am I right?
Mhm.
Basic structure of application won't change, but you will be adding few more things into the existing ones.
Okay.
This is where generally this document revision history is being used. So that using this history, you will be knowing about what changes we have made so far, when we have made, who has requested it, and who has revised this, and what changes you have made on that particular thing. Either it could be a functionality or it could be a non-functionality,
Mhm.
or it could be an module of the one what you're developing or something, right? So the change description has to be updated here. Is it clear to you, Gursha?
Yeah.
Right? This
Yeah.
is what the first one. Second, glossary of terms. Glossary of terms means whatever the terminologies we are using in the project. If you take our case study as a cloud-based point of sale system, which is a retailing one, right? It's a
Yeah.
retail. As it is a retail application, there will be different documents. There will be different terminologies we use.
Mhm.
Understand?
Okay. Yeah.
Yes or no, right? So different terminologies will be used.
Mhm.
So whatever the terminologies we use, this varies, depends on the kind of domain we were using, because ours is a retailing domain. Okay, it could be
Okay.
of any other domain. Whatever the domain, whatever the terminologies, and whatever the jargons are required to use, those will be
Mhm.
updated under the glossary of terms, so that it is easy for people, whoever is preparing or whoever is going through the project documentation afterwards, they will
Okay.
be knowing about the new terminologies. For example, if you can open the case study, there is a acronym or term called POS, right? What exactly POS stands for? POS stands for point of sale system. Am I right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, go back to the BRD document again. Okay, now Ekite. What is Ekite stands for? Ekite is a name of the product, whatever the cloud-based point of sale system we are developing. So for
Mhm.
that, we have named after a name called Ekite. Now,
Okay.
we have used a term called Windows Azure. What was Windows Azure is? Windows Azure is a cloud platform. Next,
Mhm.
we have used SQL, right? For example, we have used some other term called SQL. SQL, Microsoft SQL and all everything, which is used for structured query languages like database management or something of that sort. So whatever the terminologies we will be using in the project, we have to mention about the terminologies followed by the
Okay.
definitions of it. Understood, Guru
Okay.
Sharan? Right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Are you clear or not?
Yes.
Because this is the document which was completed by one of the student, right? That document I
Okay.
have given you so that you can understand well and you can write it more better. Because
Okay.
you need not keep the same information. You can change it and you can write on your own words. Okay,
Okay.
that you can do it.
Yeah. Mhm.
Next, second is purpose. Okay, here you need to write down the purpose of the project. What was the purpose behind developing this business requirements document? Not only the
Yes.
purpose of BRD, but purpose of developing cloud-based point of sale system. That purpose has to be mentioned here. This is what generally purpose stands for.
Okay.
So do remember this purpose we have to write on our own. Based on the
Mhm.
information, what is that we have collected, we need
Okay.
to write down the purpose on our own. That's what generally purpose stands for.
Okay.
Of course, for that you need to go through the case study once and twice, try to understand yourself and you have to write.
Mhm.
Next is audience. Audience means who is project sponsor, business owner, project manager, whoever is involving in the project, those details has to be mentioned subsequently.
Okay.
Understood? Right?
Yeah.
Next, criteria, medium projects per sizing matrix, keep it as it is.
Okay.
Next, timing means how much time will it be taken to complete the project? That was the context.
Mhm.
This project duration will be decided by the project management team. Okay.
Mhm. Okay.
Project manager or project management team will decide how much time will it be taken to complete the project. Depends on the complexity of the project. Depends on the kind of technology which is involved in it.
Okay.
At the same time, it is completely depending on the kind of domain we were working on, the kind of model we are using, because
Mhm.
sometimes we may be going for traditional models, something like waterfall and all.
Mhm.
Sometimes we may be using agile model to develop the project. So that based upon the model, whatever we were working on, the duration may have some changes. So that whatever the decision given by the project management team, the duration has to be mentioned over there.
Okay.
Next, naming conventions. Naming convention means, for example, you want to mention the date, right?
Mhm.
So on what format will you mention? Okay, for example, you want to mention the employee ID, right? How many characters
Mhm.
that ID belongs to?
Okay.
How many alphabets required? This is all something comes under naming convention.
Mhm.
Understood?
Yeah.
Are you clear?
Yeah.
Next, after that, project information means here you need to write down the name of the project manager, followed by the project sponsor, IT business owner, all that.
Mhm.
At the same time, we have to mention about the project description. What exactly the project is all about, that we have to mention.
Okay.
Next, project scope. I think in the beginning time, I have told you, right? What is the scope of the project?
Mhm.
By keeping view into an account, we need to write down the purpose of the business, right? What was the purpose behind developing cloud-based point of sale system?
Mhm.
What objectives are we achieving finally? Because these objectives must be the customer objective. Okay.
Okay.
So
Mhm.
what, because unless until if there is no objectives and goals your project has achieved, okay, then there will be
Mhm.
no point in developing the application.
Okay.
So it is always important for us to understand about the objectives and goals equally. Understood?
Yeah. Mhm.
Next, problem opportunity statement. Here you need to write down the problem. Now, how to understand the problem is what it is. Go through the case study. First, open the case study. Can you identify where the problem was here? Is there any problem was mentioned? If yes, where was that? Can you identify
Problem
where is the
was that
problem?
it wasn't that much reliable, I think. It was little complex, the
No,
code.
no. There was some problem which retail store owners are facing that was mentioned already. So what was the driving factor to develop the cloud-based point of sale system? The driving factor, what is the motivating factor? What was the problem was mentioned on the case study? Where was that? Can you identify that? It's there in the case study only.
Delayed payments.
No. Can you read the third paragraph?
This one.
Third paragraph.
The system performance.
Complete. Read it. Read the third paragraph. I am asking you to read the
Yeah,
third
I'm just
paragraph.
reading.
Please read.
So in the PO system, they are like complex to manage, and
I am
the
asking
traditional
you to read the third paragraph.
the system performance and data centralization have been key.
Read
POS,
it completely.
the POS technology has traditionally not delivered this to everybody's satisfaction.
Hold on for a
Or
moment. Hold on for a moment. Can you repeat the same thing again?
technology has
I am
traditionally not
asking
delivered
you
this.
read from system performance to everybody's satisfaction. Can you repeat
Okay.
that?
System performance and data centralization have always been key. Okay, these two things, system performance and data centralization.
Yes. Right. So because it was stated there as follows. System performance and data centralization have always been key. But POS technology has traditionally not delivered this to everybody's satisfaction. Means what is it saying? The regular traditional point of sale system, which store owners are using nowadays, is not giving proper system performance, is not having proper system performance, and there is no data centralization kind of. Okay, right? So, which is especially important for retail store owners to manage their applications. Hence, system performance and data centralization are the two major problems.
Problems.
Understood?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go to BRD document. Yeah. The problem was that. Okay. Next. Because of the problem, what is getting affected? Because of the system performance will be delayed, automatically billing will be delayed. Am I right?
Yeah.
If there is no data centralization, whatever the kind of reports want to generate for us to have a better idea or as to decision making will be a problem. These are the two effects.
Okay.
Because of that, what will getting impacted? Impact is decline in sales over a period of time. Effect is immediate, impact is long run.
Okay.
Next, what is the successful solution? Developing a cloud-based point of sale system is the successful solution. Understand? Clear?
Yeah.
Next, after that, constraints. Okay, what are the possible constraints to develop the project? And exclusions, inclusion, exclusions, right? What are to be included, what are to be excluded in scope and out scope.
Okay.
Followed by this, what are the key assumptions? What are the assumptions we have to consider to develop the project? If yes, what are those key assumptions? Followed by this, project dependencies. What is meant by project dependency? What project dependencies you have seen in this document? Can you identify?
The risk, the issues, like
What project dependencies you have identified?
that can be anything according to the performance only, that it will complete it like according
Sorry,
to
I didn't get
the
you.
user and
What project dependencies you have identified in this?
it is new sometimes if internet connection loss for the
Okay.
POS. That
Because
could be
it's a
the risk.
cloud-based application,
Mm-hmm.
you require some proper internet connection. Am I right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. What else is required apart? What else?
Uh, the major is internet connection, and
Okay. Next.
other than it is like how to use a technology if new employee
Mhm.
then
No. What could be the project dependency here? Project dependency here is one more is if you want to use your point of sale system, make sure your inventory management system must be connected properly.
connected properly.
Inventory management system must be integrated with point of sale system.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Why? Because if you want to access the data, okay, because for example, customer has taken some products.
Mm-hmm.
Customer came to the billing counter for billing.
Mm-hmm.
What biller usually do? Biller take a barcode scanner and they scan the product.
Yeah.
Whenever they scan the product, the product name will be displayed on the screen, on the POS screen.
Yeah.
How could it happen? How could it happen? Because it was integrated. Inventory
Yes.
management system was integrated with point of sale system so that biller can scan the product and product name will be displayed there. Once the product was sold,
Mm-hmm.
automatically the quantity of the product will be deducted from the inventory management.
Okay.
Understood? Clear?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you understand or not?
Yeah.
So when you are developing a cloud-based point of sale system, but you have to make sure even inventory management system should also be so proper. Clear to
Okay.
you, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Next, followed by this, what are the key risks and issues are involved in it? Risk can be of anything, right? It could be a budget risk, it could be a schedule risk, it could be an operational risk, it could be a regulatory risk, etc. Right? All these things comes under key risks followed by key issues.
Okay.
Understood? Clear?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
Next, critical success factors. What are critical success factors? Means what factors do we require to consider to make application successful, right? So those critical success factors has to be mentioned here. Critical success factors, again repetitive. Maybe internet connection might be one of the critical success factors.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a proper integration with inventory management system.
Okay.
It could be a proper integration with the payroll management system of the employees who are using the systems,
Mm-hmm.
so that their log details will be updated subsequently.
Okay.
All these things are comes under critical success factors. In order to reach that critical success factor, what are all the steps we want to ensure to make it successful is what you have to mention over here. Clear to you?
Okay. Yeah.
Guru Sharan, right?
Yeah.
Next, systems and interfaces that I will be explaining when I'm explaining about SRS. Okay, later.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Next, as is. As is nothing but the traditional point of sale system. Here you have to mention the traditional point of sale system and how it looks like.
Okay.
Okay, how
Yeah.
traditional point of sale system looks like, that you have to explain this.
Sure.
This is something you have to prepare on your own. It's like a flow chart kind of business process flow. How
Okay.
to prepare those business process flows, I will explain you, because once this document is done, there are tools like star UML, etc. Using that star UML, etc., I will be showing you how to prepare these diagrams. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Next,
On this provided detail, in this just I have to write 4 to
as is
5 lines summary.
as is environment. You have to explain about as is environment. Means traditional point of sale system that you have to explain there.
Yeah, just in that lines, 4 to 5 lines, right?
Yes, a short description.
Short description. Yeah. And current.
You have to write down the short description of it. Understood?
Yeah.
Here, whatever the description you have written in reference to that, the detailed step-by-step process you have to write
Okay.
here. Understood?
Input, supplier, output. What do I need to mention in the input, supplier, and output?
That process of application, stepwise, you have to write here.
Okay.
Guru Sharan.
Yeah, I'm just asking what do I need to write in input and then
Input
supply?
means what is the input you are giving. For example, you are creating, you are developing a login. Okay, that is your requirement. Okay.
Okay.
What is input means? Giving user ID password is the input.
Okay.
Logging into the application is called output.
Okay.
Who is the receiver? People who are using that particular requirement is called receiver, who is nothing but customer.
Mm-hmm.
Understood?
Yeah.
So to be environment means whatever the cloud-based point of sale system, the diagram followed by the process you have to write over here.
Okay.
Understood or not? Right?
Yeah.
And whatever the difference between as is and to be you have identified, that's called gap analysis. You can see over there. Next is gap analysis.
Yeah.
Okay, this gap analysis can be of anything. For example, it could be a functional gap, it could be a non-functional gap, it could be something relating to the security aspects of the application. So that gap analysis you have to mention here. So once you prepare those two diagrams of as is and to be, the transformation of as is and to be is called gap analysis.
Okay.
Followed by this, if there is any kind of changes in reference to the application you are making, right? Those changes, if any, okay, if any, those changes has to be updated here.
Okay.
Understood?
What is
right?
Basel rule?
This is my old project actually. That's the reason why this is showing it as Basil rule. Ignore this.
Okay.
This is my project template, right? This is my project template. That related information was that. You can ignore that.
Okay.
You can consider till comments. Okay, no problem.
Mhm.
Ignore that. Next, if there is any kind of changes to be made, those changes has to be updated over there. And whoever has proposed the changes, those details you have to mention under the author and contributor followed by the date.
Mhm. Okay.
Understood?
Yeah.
Next, here you need to write down the user and end user types. Who are end users? Billing person,
Mhm.
store manager, inventory management person. Those people are end users.
Yeah.
What kind of stakeholders are they? They are external stakeholders, not internal stakeholders.
Mhm.
In what way these stakeholders are impacting the project? That you have to write down under the impact description. If any, if they are showing any impact, you
Mhm.
have to write down the impact description here.
Okay.
Understood? Clear?
Yeah. Mhm.
Next, come down. This is about business requirement approval. Last. Okay. This business requirements approval will give you a clear overview about from whom we have to get the approvals. We will be getting approvals from the project sponsor.
Mhm.
We have to get approvals from the business owner followed by the technical owner.
Okay.
Understand? Clear?
Mhm. Yeah.
Did you understand this? Right?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay. And this is all something relating to system overview, all that. This is not something for you to write with. Okay. This is all something relating to database, all that stuff that you can leave
Mhm.
it as of now. As of now, you can leave. You can complete this portion. If there is
Okay.
any other attachments, requirement descriptions, that part we have to mention. That's
Mhm.
not something relevant now, as of now. You can write down the one which was instructed by me now. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And you can complete this BRD document and do share it to me. So
Okay.
that
Yeah, I'll share
needed
it to you.
suggestions, needed recommendations will be suggested to you after that.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
tomorrow we are going to discuss about
SRS.
SRS.
Okay. Yeah. Because
Clear?
there was so much gap between my study and I couldn't cope with the backlog. Yeah.
I didn't understand.
There was like so much a gap between my
It's okay,
studies
no
and
problem. You
exam.
please complete this document. Tomorrow we'll
Yeah.
discuss about SRS. Okay?
Sure. Yeah.
Right,
And
Guruji?
can you please send me the this meeting recording meeting also?
Sure, sure. I'll do that. I'll do that. Okay?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.